bodybuilders commit to extreme diets and exercise regimes to sculpt their body to absolute perfection, aiming for an Adonis-like physique. Although once upon a time, it was an exclusively male pursuit, there are more women involved in the world of bodybuilding than ever before. But have some of them pushed themselves a little too hard? Let's take a look and see what you think. These are the strongest women that took it too far. Number 15. Yakseni Oriquen-Garcia. Yakseni Oriquen-Garcia is the most successful Venezuelan female bodybuilder of all time. She made her pro debut in 1994 at the age of 28 and has since gone on to become a great champion bodybuilder, winning an incredible 5 Miss International titles and 1 Miss Olympia title in 2005.
Very excited because I was retired from 2017.
Her competition weight is a powerful 170 pounds, or 77 kilos, and she stands 5'8" tall, or 173 centimeters. Born in 1966, the Yakseni, as she is known, has gone on to become one of the greatest female bodybuilders of all time, following a dramatic career switch from modeling and acting to muscle building and fitness. Now winding down after a remarkable series of success, Yakseni lives in Miami, Florida, where she is an evangelical Christian. Preach! Like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Number 14. Colette Guimond. A native of Montreal, Canada, Colette Guimond is one of the most impressive female bodybuilders in the world. This is all the more impressive when you consider she didn't even begin training until the age of 26, and just 2 years later, she was crowned champion of all Montreal in female bodybuilding back in 1989. Little by little, the lady from the land of moose and grizzly bears began to prove her almighty strength against her competitors. It seemed as though the sky would be the limit for Colette, and she chased her dreams of becoming the strongest woman in not just Canada, but the world. An accident which proved near fatal slowed down Colette's meteoric rise, and she was forced to give up her dream of competing in the Miss Olympia contest. Colette never gave up, and her determination meant that not only did she recover from the accident, but that she was soon building up an extraordinary body of muscle once more, and she decided to focus on her career as an adult movie star rather than on the world of competitive bodybuilding, leading to her gaining an army of fans worldwide. Quite a girl. Number 13. Brigitta Brezovac. Born in the small and mountainous state of Slovenia in what was then known as the nation of Yugoslavia, Brigitta Brezovac decided at the age of 14 that she would dedicate her life to bodybuilding and martial arts. Making use of the gym at her boyfriend's home, Brigitta began piling on the muscle, and by 2001, at the age of just 22, she was ready to compete in her first international games in the Miss Bodybuilding category. She continued to compete until 2009, when she finished up as a silver medalist at the World Championship and was able to realize her dream, turning professional as a female bodybuilder. Finally, she was given her pro license, and she competed at the prestigious Miss Olympia event, and she placed in the top 6 competitors in every year she entered, from 2010 to 2013, including an impressive 3rd place in 2011. Competition after competition, Brigitta lined them up and knocked them down, flexing her way to success time after time, maybe not surprising when you consider that Slovenia is home to the world's tallest people. After the 2013 event, Brigitta decided it was time to hang up the dumbbells and retire from bodybuilding, with an all-time highest ranking of 5th in the world. Not that she's slowed down entirely, she's a black belt in karate and can speak 4 languages. So that's 4 different ways she can tell you exactly how she's going to kick your butt. Number 12. Renee Campbell. Renee Campbell is a British woman who can only be described one way: strong. She used to be a triathlete, a discipline which requires a considerably low body weight than the one she has now, a mighty 190 pounds, or 88 kilos, with a 48-inch chest. That's over a meter. The change came when she happened to attend a female bodybuilder contest and was seriously impressed by the women on show. Renee wanted a little of that strength and power for herself. With a lot of sweat and hard work, Renee was soon on her way to gaining some major muscle mass. Renee also maps out her entire dietary plan a month in advance, and it usually involves eating a whole kilo of chicken every day.
Start eating meat to eat protein so that I could achieve the muscular body that I wanted to.
This increase in size has not been without its problems. Renee suffers from bigorexia, which is like anorexia, only, you guessed it, you can never get big enough. The toll on her body has been hard, and she's had to pull out of competitions after falling sick due to her punishing routine. But to Renee, it's a lifelong obsession, and who's going to argue with her? Number 11. Yolanda Hughes. Yolanda Hughes was born in the town of Murfreesboro, Tennessee in 1963, and she pretty soon had wowed her high school with her athletic ability, competing in sprints, hurdles, long jumps, and gymnastics. She dreamed of becoming an Olympic gymnast, but while on a scholarship at Western Kentucky University, she met a wrestler named Hillbilly Jim. Jim, who may or may not have been a real hillbilly, encouraged Yolanda to enter a female bodybuilder contest, and she placed second. Yolanda was now hooked. She met her husband, a German man, and moved to Germany, where she continued her bodybuilding. By the end of the 1990s, Yolanda was in her prime, and she placed first twice at the Miss International bodybuilding contest, and just missed out on the glory, finishing second and third in the Miss Olympia contest of 1997 and 1998. She retired in 1999, becoming a pole dancer and contortionist, and even appeared in the 2002 film Rollerball, starring Chris Klein and LL Cool J. What a phenomenon! Number 10. Joanna Claire Thomas. Sometimes known as Buff Barbie or even the Muscle Barbie, Joanna Thomas is a British female bodybuilder born in Cornwall, England in 1976. Amazingly, she is the younger sister of the professional female bodybuilder Nicola Shaw. It must run in the family.
Being seen as the sex thing and it, sometimes just never the athlete, you know. I've got no sponsorship right now.
At the age of just 21, Joanna earned her International Federation of Bodybuilding Pro card, making her the youngest British woman to do so far. In early life, however, Joanna suffered from asthma, a condition which affects the lungs and can make a sporting career path pretty difficult to follow. But overcoming this, Joanna began bodybuilding at the age of 14, an age when she weighed just 170 pounds, or 49 kilos. At her first gym, the owner's wife told her that bodybuilding was only for men, but the owner himself decided to take Joanna under his wing, and only a few years later, in 1998, Joanna became the British female bodybuilding champion. While still in her 20s, Joanna was even able to compete at the Miss Olympia event, regarded as the pinnacle of female bodybuilding events worldwide, placing in an impressive 7th place. Since then, she has retired, but maintains her astonishing physique. Number 9. Iris Kyle. Iris Kyle was born the 5th of 6 children in Banton Harbor, Michigan in 1974. And judging by this mighty physique, her siblings must have had to wait in line at the dinner table for Iris to finish up. Her healthy eating and dedication to her sport have paid off.
Right. So we pride ourselves on holding the best of the best.
As Iris is the holder of an incredible 9 Miss Olympia titles, making her statistically the greatest female bodybuilder of all time. You might call her the Tom Brady of female flex. In any case, she's going down in the history books and is a bodybuilding Hall of Famer. Iris was first inspired after her family moved to Orange County, California, and on seeing all the healthy and ripped people living there, she just knew she would one day join them and even surpass them all. Iris, who is fluent in German and Spanish, puts her incredible success down to her faith in God, and she starts each day with a prayer, allowing her to rest on Sunday in line with her Christian faith. Well, if I were God and I saw those muscles, I would listen up too. Number 8. Kim Chizevsky-Nicholls. Kim Chizevsky-Nicholls, a native of Charleston, Illinois, was born in 1968 and spent much of her time in elementary school focused on sports and cheerleading. She excelled at shot put, discus, and both sprint and long-distance running. Not long after this, she found herself working at a law firm and taking the first steps from turning her passion for aerobics into a passion for bodybuilding. This would lead to her becoming recognized as one of the most successful female bodybuilders of all time, winning 4 Miss Olympia titles in a row in the 1990s. If I were being indicted for something, falsely accused of course, I would certainly take Kim on as my lawyer, not least to stare down the rest of the lawyers and flex those biceps in the courtroom. Soon after her final victory, she retired from competitive bodybuilding, citing changes to the sport which demanded less muscularity as her reason. She did make an appearance in the movie The Cell alongside Jennifer Lopez and was, unsurprisingly, inducted into the Female Bodybuilders Hall of Fame in 2008. Truly, one of the all-time greats. Number 7. Sally McNeil. Here's a female bodybuilder that really took it too far. Sally McNeil and her husband Ray McNeil were the star couple of the bodybuilding world. The pair met while serving in the Marine Corps and found that a shared passion for bodybuilding was the foundation for their love. However, the relationship was tempestuous, to say the least, and on Valentine's Day in 1995, Sally and Ray got into an argument, which led to Sally heading into her bedroom, loading a 12-gauge shotgun, and firing it into Ray's abdomen. The shot blew away a whole pound of Ray's liver, tearing a 6-inch by 5-inch hole into his body and destroying his pancreas, adrenal gland, and kidney. Sally headed back into the bedroom to reload and returned to her stricken husband to finish him off with a blast to the head. But she only succeeded in blowing off his jaw. Their 3 young children ran away terrified, and Ray crawled around on his hands and knees, bleeding profusely and moaning. Sally called 911, and within 2 hours, Ray was on the operating table. But that was where he stayed, dying of his wounds. The trial began a year later, and Sally was sentenced to 19 to life for the murder of her husband, and she is still incarcerated in a women's facility in California. Number 6. Lisa Giesbrecht. Here's one strong-looking woman from British Columbia, Canada. Lisa began competing in female bodybuilding back in 2004 and has seen many successes in the sport. She competed for the Miss Olympia title in 2012 and in 2014, and has since set up her own business as a personal trainer with the intention of discovering the Miss Olympias of the future. Yet another Canadian lady who has excelled at bodybuilding. She was perhaps inspired by Canada's strong-looking landscapes of forest and trees. She certainly looks like the kind of girl who could rip up a tree by its roots. With all the hard work, training, and diet required to become a champion bodybuilder, it certainly helps to have an experienced professional at your side, putting you through your paces until you too can achieve a physique as mighty as Lisa's. Number 5. Natalia Turkina. This lady, now known as Natalia Kuznetsova, is famous through all of her native Russia as a female bodybuilder and power lifter. Sometimes she goes by the name Amazonica or otherwise plain old Russian Amazon. Either way, you get the idea.
Scusa, e in faccia non hai fatto niente.
This is one big, strong lady. And in the land of the bear, this kind of strength can bring you fame and fortune. You were worried about Russia's nuclear arsenal? That's nothing compared to this giant lady. In fact, she holds the record as the heaviest female bodybuilder in the world, weighing in at a huge 225 pounds, or 102 kilos. She stands 6 feet, or 183 centimeters tall, and began powerlifting at the age of just 14 years old. Still only 28, Amazonica sports a massive 18.5-inch 47-centimeter bicep. She's the European champion for bench press, deadlift, and arm lifting disciplines, and will surely go on to more great victories, and openly admits to using anabolic steroids and estrogen blockers in her never-ending quest to seek the ultimate physical form. Her deadlift record of 530 pounds sets her apart as a true, strong woman. Number 4. Debbie Lazewski. Back in 1990, a 21-year-old Debbie Lazewski saw the Arnold Schwarzenegger film The Terminator and was inspired, not by Arnie, but by his co-star Linda Hamilton, who played a muscular and tough Sarah Connor, making Debbie realize that women could become super strong as well as men. Well, when you're inspired by the woman who went hunting for the literal Terminator, there's only one thing you can do: get super strong, super fast. She began bodybuilding and by 1994 was winning local competitions. After many years of struggle, Debbie finally began to break into the big time of pro bodybuilding in 2006. Not long after this, she was already threatening the reigning Miss Olympia and Miss International Championship, Iris Kyle, on the big stage, placing in the top 6 in both events in multiple years in succession. Since 2015, the Wisconsin native has stepped back from the bodybuilding limelight and concentrated on her role as a personal trainer and interior designer, publishing a coffee table book devoted to the artistic side of bodybuilding, with spiritual quotes. She certainly rocks that Greek statue look. Number 3. Virginia Sanchez. Madrid, Spain, the land of bullfighting, and also the land of Virginia Sanchez, a woman with the body of a bull. Virginia was born in Madrid in 1971 and lived out a pretty normal life, studying public relations all the way through university. But she never got the chance to make use of her education, as she became a part of the world of female bodybuilding and never looked back. She started her training at age 17, and her first contest took place in 1990. From there, she never looked back, training constantly for 9 years, only taking a break when her son was born. But soon after that, Virginia was back in the gym, preparing for her next contest. Her most recent contest was the European Masters, where she finished an impressive second. She's not done yet though, and she will be back to take on the world time and again until she reaches physical perfection. Virginia's philosophy? She wants to help people improve their bodies and lead a healthy life. In that way, she says, they feel better in themselves. Can't argue with that. At least, you can if you want. I'm just going to agree. Number 2. Christy Hawkins. This is one strong woman who's got more than just muscle behind her. Not only is Christy Hawkins known throughout the world as one of the great female powerlifters and bodybuilders, she's also a chemical engineer.
All right, let's go.
Hailing from Longview, Texas, Christy graduated high school in 1998 and attended Texas A&M University right after that. She gained her degree as a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering and followed that up with a Master of Science in Chemical Engineering from the prestigious Caltech in California. Finally, as though to prove that her brain is her greatest strength in a body which has a lot of strength, she received her PhD from Caltech in 2008. While going through high school, Christy struggled with weight-related problems, first being overweight and then suffering from anorexia. She joined a gym and found a way to get healthy and keep her weight at a good level through cardio and weightlifting. Soon, though, the weightlifting began to dominate, and she realized she wanted to become a bodybuilder. Now the 5'4" Texan weighs in at 135 pounds, or 61 kilos, and it's all muscle. Juggling the running of her own bodybuilding, Christy has seen a host of success, including placing 7th at the Miss Olympia contest of 2009. And 14th at Miss International the year previous. She's not worried about her body weight anymore, although anyone who crosses her might want to be a little worried about that much muscle packed into such a small frame. In 2011, she retired from pro bodybuilding to concentrate on powerlifting and being able to squat 400 pounds. It's not surprising to learn Christy has been breaking all manner of world records in the discipline. Her last contest was back in 2017, and she's been living in California ever since. She may have retired, but perhaps she's just been in training for another world record-shattering powerlifting comeback. Number 1. Alina Popa. Alina Popa may be based in the USA, but she was born in the town of Brăila, Romania, in 1978. Affair with fitness and sport, at the age of 12, she began competing in track and field at high school, hoping to lose weight. Soon, though, the weight loss turned into weight gain, only this time in pure muscle.
After so much sun in Venice Beach.
Alina studied English at college and was soon on her way to the United States to live out her dream of becoming a competitive female bodybuilder. She's certainly succeeded in gaining the physique for it. Let's take a look at some of those bodybuilding stats. Biceps measuring up at 17 inches or 41 centimeters, a huge 47-inch or 120 centimeter back. Her thighs are a whopping 24.8 inches. That's 63 centimeters, and those calves, 17 mighty inches, or 43 centimeters. For any Romanians out there, all of this is packed into a 165-pound or 75-kilo package, which can squat 375 pounds and bench press 242. Alina has found her home in Colorado, where she trains for the most prestigious bodybuilding events in the world, placing strongly in both Miss International and Miss Olympia, even scoring as high as second place in 2013. In spite of living in the US, Alina still represents her birth country of Romania when she competes professionally. Surely a matter of great national pride in the old country. And it may come as no surprise to discover that Alina is the highest-ranked Romanian female bodybuilder in the world. Combining her own competition with a role as an online coach, Alina has amassed a pretty impressive social media following. Who among them will become the next almighty female bodybuilder? Which of these ladies has most impressed you? Would you say that any of them have taken being strong too far? Let us know your thoughts on bodybuilding in the comments below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.